This is a Fox News alert. New documents exposing what top IRS and Treasury officials knew about the IRS targeting scandal and exposing when they knew it. Republican Congressman Jim Jordan joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Good to be with you, Greta.
So what is this new information that you have?
Well, all along, the administration said we didn't find out about this until May of this year when Lois Lerner gave her speech. You know, Jay Carney said we just learned when the Inspector General unveiled his audit. We now have documents, and we didn't get them from the IRS. They're the ones who are you know, dragging their feet and making it difficult for us to get these documents. We got them from the Inspector General. But we now have documents May 30th, 2012, a year ago. Document that says this: due to the sensitivity, we are providing information identified during the planning. So they're just starting the audit. During the planning of the audit, they briefed Doug Schulman, Steve Miller, the top people at IRS, and they said this: exempt organizations director Lois Lerner was informed criteria that specifically targeted applications using the words Tea Party, Patriots, and 9/12 Project. So we know the top people at the IRS were given a heads up when the Inspector General was just starting the audit May of 2012.
Which, incidentally, just put on the timeline, that's 5 months before the 2012 election.
No kidding. We would like to know this information.
That's it. And the second thing is that this is the phony scandal. That, you know, the president's now quite demeaning about the whole investigation. But continue. What else?
Yeah. So right, the president first said he's going to work hand in hand with this. The president said he didn't know about this until no one in his administration knew about this until spring of this year. We now know IRS was briefed in May. More importantly, second document, 5 days later, June 4th. 2012, we have an email from Michael Phillips, who works in the Inspector General's office, to Russell George, the Inspector General, and he says this: Mr. George, you asked for this information for the Secretary's meeting on Monday. Treasury Secretary, then Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner. So there's a meeting held on that Monday, June 4th, 2012. Very first bullet point, first part of their briefing for Treasury, Greta, says this: applications for tax-exempt status. Certain organizations were targeted based on the organization's name or political beliefs. So right there, certainly Chris Meade, the general counsel, was briefed. We think also the Treasury Secretary himself was in that meeting. And that's why we think, you know, this idea that you didn't know until May of this year, you knew in June of 2012. And so don't give us this phony scandal stuff. Don't give us this idea, oh, Shazam, we didn't find out about this until Lois Lerner gave her speech and the Inspector General released his audit. We have evidence now that shows people knew in the spring of last year.